You're listening to the Culips English podcast. To download the study guide for this episode, which includes the transcript, detailed vocabulary explanations, real-world examples, and a quiz, visit our website, culips.com. Culips.com. Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Jeremy.
And you're listening to Culips. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Culips. Today's episode is a part of our Simplified Speech series. And this is where we have totally natural English conversations, but they're just so slightly adjusted. We slow them down a little bit for you. And today, I am joined by my partner in crime, Jeremy. Jeremy, what's up?
Just for the record, we commit no crimes in the making of these episodes.
Yeah, it's just an expression. Partner in crime is an expression that we use to talk about a sidekick or a partner.
Mm-hmm. Someone who does something with you frequently, I guess.
Exactly.
Anyway, I am doing pretty good, and I'm actually excited about this episode because I think we have a very interesting person to talk about.
In fact, I would argue that maybe he is the most interesting person alive right now.
The most interesting man in the world.
It's a very clickbaity title that we have here today,
yes.
But I think you could say it's true. But Jeremy, we'll give the big reveal and tell everyone who we're talking about in just a moment. But before we do that, I want to let everyone know about the study guide for this episode. It's awesome. It's jam-packed, full of great things that will help you improve your English, like a transcript and detailed vocabulary explanations and examples. There's a quiz. There are prompts that you can use for speaking or writing practice. And it's made with love by the Culips team. So guys, check it out. It's available on our website, culips.com. So, Jeremy, who is the most interesting man in the world?
The most interesting man in the world, Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Okay.
May I give the intro in the movie voice?
Sure.
Elon Musk is an entrepreneur, businessman, inventor, scientist, engineer, technologist, and visionary. Born in South Africa, he taught himself to program when he was 12 years old and sold his first game for $500. Now he is one of the richest and most powerful men in the world.
Sometime we should do a whole episode with you using the movie voice.
We should ask our listeners if they want that first, I guess. Please let us know. You can email us at contact@culips.com.
All right. So, yeah, Jeremy, Elon Musk is all of the things that you just mentioned, right? He's a famous entrepreneur and businessman, founder of many different companies, and a South African. And so this episode is not meant to be a bio of Elon Musk because I think that would take too long. But I thought we could just talk about some of the companies that he is operating and what products and services those companies do. Maybe we don't even have too much time to talk about all of his companies in detail because he has so many.
Yeah.
But why don't we start at the beginning? The first company that he started was called Zip2. Zip2. And, this was a long time ago. I'm not actually sure even what this company did, but he sold the company to the computer company Compaq, and he made $22 million with his share of the company sale. And with that money, he started PayPal. And this is a company that is still around today and I think is familiar to many people, PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
So he started PayPal and he ended up selling PayPal and made a lot more money. He made $165 million from the sale of PayPal. And it was with this capital, this money, that he was really able to start going crazy and starting many, many different businesses.
Probably the most well-known of his companies he recently started are Tesla, the electric car company, SpaceX.
And SpaceX, yeah. So why don't we start by talking about Tesla? Tesla is an electric car company. And actually the guy that lives across the road from me has a Tesla. And it's parked outside every day when I'm walking home.
To make you jealous.
I think, wow, that Tesla would be a lot better than the legs that I have that are carrying me home right now. I would rather move my body with that car because it's really, really cool looking, very sharp.
Have you ever driven one?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I have.
Whoa, how was it?
A very awesome and different experience. Very different from driving a normal car.
Okay, so how is it different?
There's no shifting. So I accidentally went from 0 to 90 on the freeway.
90 miles per hour?
90 miles per hour is about 40% over the speed limit. is too fast. I didn't notice I was going 90. There was no one on the road. I just pushed the gas pedal and
just took off.
Took off very quickly. And the lane changing, the steering, everything is very tight, very, very easy to control. Mm-hmm. It's a very fun experience. It makes driving a lot more fun. That was my impression.
Wow. Yeah, I can't wait to try one out. One of the other characteristics of the Tesla car is that, as you mentioned, they have a kind of AI built into it so that they can change lanes automatically. And they even have some features where you don't even have to control the wheel, right? They're self-driving to an extent.
I think you have to be touching the wheel, technically.
Okay.
I heard there's some kind of hand sensor, so you have to be touching the wheel at least. Basically, you can't sleep.
Right. Can't sleep and drive.
Yeah. But theoretically, you could. These days, the auto drive feature is only available for the freeway. So once you get on the freeway, it'll drive the freeway for you. But once you get off, you have to start driving again. But who knows? Maybe in a few years, by the time someone is listening to this episode, that might be different. Maybe auto drive will be available for more situations.
So one of the reasons why Tesla is quite a famous company is that it really turned the automotive industry on its head, right?
Yes.
It introduced this super fast electric car that has these advanced capabilities that no other cars have. And this is a real big breakthrough in the development and innovation of cars. Much like Elon's other company, which is SpaceX. SpaceX. Let's talk about SpaceX for just a moment. As if Tesla isn't enough, he's got this space company. I mean, the goal of the company is to one day make a settlement on Mars. You know, he wants to reach Mars and start a colony there so that if some stuff goes down on Earth where we have to evacuate the planet, we can just all move to Mars.
Yeah, commercial space travel, I think, is their initial goal, right?
Right.
Actually, near where I live, there's a SpaceX is near where I live, the company. And so I always see people walking around with their T-shirts that say SpaceX.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. The revolutionary thing about SpaceX is that Elon Musk was wondering why NASA, really the only other super competitive space agency. I guess probably the Russians have a space agency too, but they were building rockets that were only used one time. So make a rocket, fire it into space, and then build another one. But he was like, why are we doing this? We can just recycle the rockets. And so that was his big innovation, is developing recyclable rockets that I'm sure you've seen on YouTube. They go up into space and then they come down and they land on a landing pad. It's quite remarkable.
Mm-hmm. So they have to keep their fuel cells, right? They have to keep their fuel tank at least enough to land. That's probably a big difference in design.
Mm-hmm. And by doing this, he was able to cut the costs significantly.
You don't need to rebuild everything from scratch.
Exactly. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to space and rocket science.
We are not rocket scientists.
But I know that that was a pretty big breakthrough. And yeah, so he has these two companies, Tesla and Spacex. And he's also involved with another company called Solar City. Are you familiar with Solar City?
Oh, yeah. I see the sales representatives, the salespeople, going around this city quite often. Solar City is a company selling solar panels, usually for residential use, meaning to go on people's roofs on top of their house. This can cut energy costs because then the house makes its own power or collects its own electricity through the solar panels on the roof. And they also make batteries that can go in your house to help store that energy, so you can use it during peak times. Peak times are when everybody is using their electricity, and this is a big issue for power companies because at 4 a.m. nobody is using any electricity, and at 6 p.m. everybody is using electricity. So these batteries and solar panels are meant to offset or to balance out that imbalance in power usage.
And here you see some crossover where some of the developments that were learned in Tesla from developing electric car batteries are also shared with Solar City. And
exactly,
I think this is one of the nice things about Elon being involved with so many companies, is that you can use this technology not just in one sphere, but you can expand it to many different areas of technological development.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeremy, I want to quickly go through just very briefly his other companies because they're all so cool. The Hyperloop. In a sentence, what is the Hyperloop project?
So the Hyperloop is a high-speed rail. I think of it like those things they use in big warehouses to send letters or checks up to the office at the other end of the facility.
Like you see in Costco.
Yes, it's an air compression chamber, kind of. You put a little pod in there with the check or the paper in there, and boom, it sends it very quickly through air pressure to the other side. But so Hyperloop is essentially that kind of thing for large vehicles, trains, cars, maybe,
Exactly.
Freight. Mm-hmm.
His next company is the Boring Company. Boring here meaning to dig, right? To bore, to dig, not to be, unamused. The Boring Company, in a nutshell, is a company that will make tunnels underneath Los Angeles to alleviate some of the traffic problems. And I heard in Los Angeles there, you guys have it pretty bad with traffic and congestion.
Yes, I live in the Los Angeles area, and just to give you all an example, at 11 p.m., if I drive from my house to downtown LA, it would take maybe 15 minutes. So it's only a few miles away.
Okay.
But during rush hour, it would take about an hour and a half.
Whoa.
Yes. And this is every day. this is the case.
Yikes.
So if you go at the wrong time, you are stuck for a long time. And Elon was stuck in this traffic when he came up with this idea. And so the idea is to dig tunnels underground, deeper and deeper and deeper, so multiple layers of tunnels that will send cars very quickly from one place to another. Even, I heard, up to San Francisco. And
wow.
San Francisco, for those who don't know, is becoming the most expensive place in the United States to live. And so if this project is completed, then people can live in LA and work in San Francisco. That's a 7-hour drive normally, or a 1-hour flight. But people could do this in their own car, drive into the tunnel, and zip, zip, go to work and come back.
Amazing.
That's the
amazing.
Idea. Pretty amazing.
The final company here, Jeremy, that I can't ignore is called Neuralink. And Neuralink just made an announcement recently, I think it was only a couple of weeks ago, where they have essentially what Neuralink wants to do is connect brains and technology. And they have announced a device that they will be testing starting next year that will allow humans to interface with technology wirelessly, because they will implant the technology directly into your brain.
We could even say fingerlessly.
Fingerlessly, yeah.
Right now, you need your fingers. We all need our fingers to interact with these laptops and smartphones and things, right? His idea is to remove that from the equation.
Exactly. So I'm interested and also a little bit scared to see how this company develops, because it's quite wacky. I saw a demo of it, and yeah, they have a robot that installs all these little wires into your brain, and then you have to wear this piece behind your ear, a little piece of plastic with a Bluetooth receiver in it, and this will send information to your phone or laptop so you can control it without touching it, just with the power of your brain.
A Bluetooth brain mouse. Maybe we can wrap up by saying why you wanted to talk about him today.
Yeah, so why I wanted to talk about Elon, well, he's just somebody that I look up to, and I also don't know how he does it all. Can you imagine being involved with all of these companies? I mean, he's also a father. He has 5 kids. He's got a girlfriend. Canadian indie pop star Grimes is his girlfriend, which is also very interesting.
At the moment.
For the moment. So I don't know. You know, a lot of people think that Elon Musk might be a robot or an alien. And I'm starting to think that he might be as well, to be honest.
I mean, if he didn't sleep at all, then all of this might be possible.
Exactly. So anyway, for those reasons, I think he's one of the more interesting people out there. And I'm glad he's around. I think he's doing a lot of good things for humanity.
We shall see. We shall see.
We shall see, yeah. Well, Jeremy, let's wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone for listening. And if you think Elon Musk is a force for good on the planet or a force for evil on the planet, we'd like to hear your opinion. You can send us an email at contact@culips.com. And also don't forget about the study guide for this episode. It's available for download on culips.com, our homepage. Guys, if you use social media like Facebook or YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter, just search for the Culips English podcast and you can find and follow us that way. We'll be back soon with another new episode, and we'll talk to you then. Goodbye.
Bye.